Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Kayla Thompson and today we are venturing into the deep cursed woods of Abelaum with Her Soul for Revenge by Harley Laroux. Now if you haven't read Her Soul to Take yet, then I suggest you go watch Her Soul to Take book review before you come here. But warning! Intense romantic and sexual ahead, arousal may occur. So before diving into this book, be aware, the author includes a page with content warning. Because there's sex, like a lot of sex, and there's kinks, Bdsm, role-playing, and pain. If you're not into these things, then don't pick up this book. But if you're into these kinky things, you'll love this book. And if you like morally great demons, cult sacrifices, forbidden magic, and spice that will have you pull out one of these, gonna get that book. This is going to be an honest, emotional, slightly unhinged deep dive. We'll talk about the characters, world building themes, and yes, the filthy, horrifying, beautiful chaos that is Juniper and Zane. I just want to be a fly on their wall. It's part review, part analysis, part therapy session for traumatized romantics. So grab your snacks, grab your emotional support demon, and let's go to hell together. Her Soul for Revenge is the second of the Her Soul trilogy, following Her Soul to Take. So as I said, go watch that book review before you come here. So what this book is about. We follow Juniper Kynes, a teenage girl from the cursed town of Abelaum, where the woods whisper your name, and if you answer, you're doomed. Practically, yeah. So stay away from them trees. One night, Juniper's best friend lures her into the woods, straight into the hands of a cult led by the local Golden Boy's father, Kent Hadleigh. She's drugged, sacrificed, and thrown into the mine shaft in the name of an ancient god called the Deep One. So if you want to know more about the Deep One, as I said, go look at my first review of Her Soul to Take, because I do a deep dive into who the Deep One is. But Juniper doesn't die when she's thrown down into this mine shaft. She survives. So 3 years later, she's scarred, armed, and out for blood. That's when she crosses paths with Zane. Every time I say his name, I just get... But he's a centuries-old demon with a taste for chaos and a soft spot for broken, vicious women. Together, they unravel the bloody secrets of Abelaum and maybe each other. If you know what I mean. The vibe. Gothic meets eldritch horror meets enemies to lovers, fan fiction written in blood. So why I picked this book up, let's get into that. So I first picked up Her Soul for Revenge because Book Talk simply refused to shut up about Harley Laroux, and every review was like,
this is not for the week.
and I was like, okay,
challenge accepted.
and they were right. I read Her Soul to Take and thought, wow, this is what happens when a horror writer gets horny. I like it. But Her Soul for Revenge, this one isn't about just lust. It's about survival, vengeance, and reclaiming your power. But I must add that the demon Zane was breaking Miss Juniper in half with his... Okay, let me get back to the plot. It's the kind of story that crawls under your skin and whispers,
You survive. Now make them pay.
It gives creepy vibes too. But what I love is Juniper's voice. Raw, dark, and unapologetically damaged. The pacing is intense, cinematic. The atmosphere Harley Laroux writes is perfect. Like, you can smell the moss, the rot, the fear. She depicted everything perfectly. And of course, the dynamic between Juniper and Zane, equal parts predator and partner, with some of the best. I see your darkness and I want it. That's the energy Zane was giving. Like, lucky Juniper though. I wish I was her. So let's talk about the characters. Juniper Kynes, our main girl, is feral. She's not soft-spoken, and she's not playing the role of a victim. She's the final girl that decided to come back for everyone else's throats. At 15, she was betrayed by her best friend and sacrificed by the entire town. At 18, she's hunting humans and she's running around with this shotgun in one hand and trauma in the other. Her voice reminds me of early urban fantasy heroines, but dirtier, angrier, and way more real. She doesn't just survive. She redefines what it means to live after horror. Zane. Now Zane, the demon, the soul hunter, the hottest man alive, the embodiment of temptation and chaos. He's been alive for centuries, witnessed human depravity in all forms, and yet Juniper fascinates him. He calls her Little Wolf, and the dynamic between them is addictive. It's predator meets predator. It's, I want to devour you, but also burn the world to protect you. Aww. It was totally hot. He's not a hero. He's a monster with a code, and somehow that's what makes him beautiful. I'm sorry, I just went into daydreaming about Zane. On the other note, I'm stuck between who's the better man, Leon or Zane. It's okay to love them both,
right?
But if you don't know who Leon is, read the first book called Her Soul to Take. Whew, Zane and Leon got me all hot and bothered right now. The supporting cast: Leon, Zane's immortal companion with a tragic backstory. The relationship hints at past lovers turned into friends. As I said, go read Her Soul to Take to learn more about Leon. Victoria and the Hadleighs, the epitome of small town corruption. They weaponize religion, wealth, and charm to hide rot underneath. Like, they were some wicked people walking around with a smile. Yeah. In The Cult, chilling depiction of generational evil and how faith can twist into obsession and have you doing evil things. Every character in this book feels like a warning, a reflection of what happens when you let darkness feel righteous. Now let's talk about Abelaum, the real monster of this story. It's like Gotham City, but with demons, rituals, and things of that nature. Harley Laroux builds her world like a fever dream. The town feels alive, breathing, whispering, feeding on blood and secrets. We get the woods, where the air itself feels sentiment and whispers your name if you stay too long. We got the deep one, a Lovecraftian deity worshipped by the cult. Not quite Satan, not quite God, but something older. Then we got the mine. It's a relic of a tragedy where miners woke something ancient beneath the earth. And then we got the Church of Saint Thaddeus. And I don't know if I said it right, but I hope I did. It's a decayed cathedral that holds a lot of history, and this is where they did Juniper's sacrifice, where they attempted to. It's a cosmic horror meets gothic. There's this blend of divine dread and small town realism, like if True Detective and Hellraiser had a literary baby. Magic here isn't pretty. It's blood, it's bargain, it's consequence. Every ritual, every symbol carries weight. Even the demons follow rules, because there's the council in hell. But read the books to know more about that. The mythology expands what we learned in Her Soul to Take. Hell isn't just a place, it's a system, it's a hierarchy. Demons like Zane operate with purpose, not chaos. And humans, they're the wild cards, apparently.
Huh?
So the people in hell view Earth as
More like hell.
spoiler alert. Alright, this is your official spoiler warning. If you haven't read
Her soul for revenge yet?
pause here, add it to your TBR, go face your demons and come back when you're ready. Because from this point on, we're going into the mines. Alright, let's talk about what actually happens and why this book hits so damn hard. That opening chapter, 15-year-old Juniper, high on acid, betrayed by Victoria, surrounded by masked cultists, it's one of the most terrifying scenes I've ever read. The writing captures the confusion, the fear, and surreal horror of being dragged and sacrificed by the people you trusted. And then that twist, the people behind the mask are her teachers, her neighbors, her entire town. It's not just supernatural horror, it's social horror. Like, these people were people that she saw practically every day, hiding behind a mask, a part of this cult in this town. Fast forward 3 years, Juniper's living on the run. She's drinking, fighting, surviving. Her moral compass is long gone until she meets Zane. Zane got me wrapped around his finger like... I can't say his name normal. Anyway, their first full interaction, he shows up mid-fight with a monster and basically goes,
Cute. You can handle yourself.
Then there's the bar scene where Juniper kills 3 men and Zane shows up like a demonic guardian angel covered in blood. Like, their chemistry is immediate, is raw, violent, and somehow tender beneath the filth. The sex scenes in the woods is infamous for a reason. It's primal, filthy, but symbolically it's Juniper reclaiming her control. For once, she's not prey. You know, she's choosing the danger this time. And let me tell you, the sex scenes are unforgettable. It's done in ways I've never read before. I mean, I had jaw-dropping moments. I thought the graveyard scene with Leon and Raylan was shocking in Her Soul to Take, but no. Zane got Leon beat, honey.
Huh?
Zane don't let up when he got you pinned up. He turn you every which way but loose. And just when you think he done, he not. I can only imagine what it looked like. How they was describing Zane in the book, it had to been like 3 sizes bigger than this. Juniper and Zane were both twisted and they knew that, which made for some good ass sex scenes. Some of them scenes I kept rereading. I know I'm nasty, right? Like this here. Diabolical, right? I mean, I was invested. I understand the entire context of this scene. It was intense, disgusting, wrong, but it felt so right. A lot of their sex scenes were epic, dark, but also so damn sexy. Like, you can feel their connection grow stronger. They understand each other mentally and sexually. Like, look, this book is super dark and sexy and spicy, so I'm giving you a warning if you have virgin ears. And of course, the final act, the cult returns and Juniper finally facing them again. The revenge payoff is brutal and cathartic. Every drop of blood feels earned. I was so proud of her. I was clapping for my girl. But beneath all that gore, the message is clear. Survival is sacred, even when it's ugly. All right, let me get into my favorite quotes. In chapter 2, Zane says,
Give a human knowledge and he thinks he's wise. Give a human magic and he thinks he's strong. Give a human religion and he'll think he's right.
He ate with that. But this quote sounds philosophical to me. It reminds me of human arrogance and how people are when they gain power, knowledge, or a belief system. Like, don't mistake information for true wisdom. Then there's the lengthy quote that I highlighted. It's from Juniper in chapter 3. Sometimes there's no running, no fighting. Sometimes bad shit happens. The bad shit changes you. You can't look at the world the same. You realize that manners, morals, culture, society, friends, and family are all fake. The ideas we cling to make existence bearable. When that's ripped away, the fake optimistic bullshit, the only thing you have left is survival. Survival has no morals or kindness. Survival isn't black and white. Good versus evil. Survival is shades of red. It's blood taken and blood lost. This was my favorite out of the whole book. Now, this quote reveals that no matter how strong or smart you are, life can crush you. I learned that some horrors can't be escaped. They just have to be survived. Like therapists, rules, and structures people live by, the illusion of order, goodness, and civilization all collapse in the face of true horror. To live, you have to do things that society considers wrong. For Juniper, morality is a luxury of the safe and privileged because they never had to experience the things she did. They never grew up with no way out besides survival. That's what I gathered from this quote. Oh, my favorite scene, Zane flirting mid-battle while covered in demon blood. This man has no business being that hot when he's technically a war crime. Y'all's eyes in love. I don't think I could ever look at anything the same anymore. It's like I unlocked something reading this book. I know, shame. But I don't have any shame from reading this book. I just don't. I don't know. What that make me if I don't have no shame for reading this book? The book is loud about its themes. Like, vivid. My final rating is 5 out of 5 flames. Flames. Her Soul for Revenge is not a comfort read. It's a confrontation. So get ready. You're going to be fighting throughout this whole book, or you're going to at least feel like it while reading it. But it's also a love letter to survival. And yes, I'm reading the next book. What do you think of Her Soul for Revenge? Like, were you rooting for Juniper's revenge arc, or did Zane completely ruin your moral standards too? I mean, mine's is completely shattered. I don't even know. Drop your favorite morally gray character in the comments. Smash that like button.